In any event, as a professional planner and so on, I can tell you for sure there's no sound planning reasons or rationale to approve a development of a 500% increase in density like Shannon Mews. You're going to create something like, I loved your idea in St. Louis. I was thinking of some of the Bedford-Stuyvesant towers in New York. They didn't work. I can tell you one thing. When I went to the Shannon Mews thing at Oak Street, Ned made some comments there after the meeting. I've never met the planning director before, but it was one of the most condescending presentations I've ever seen from a professional. When I asked him if there was what the rationale was for it, for the 10-acre site, which is the old Rogers Sugar family mansion, I think it was owned by Taylor at one time, it's a large site. Being a large site is not a rationale for redevelopment. Thank you very much. I couldn't say this at the Shannon meeting, Mews Community Association meeting, because I was cut off. We weren't allowed to talk about Shannon Mews at that meeting last week.
Your name, please?
Oh, sorry, it's Gary Hewitt. Now, the comment I wanted to make is that I'm intrigued by this whole idea of getting densification without the high-rises and the land accumulation that you've got to do that. It's obvious that the distribution of the income and wealth resulting from the densification is entirely different. And in one case, it's going to be much more decentralized. It's going to be built out by small and medium-sized developers. And the city councils are more or less free of political control by the people who are getting the benefits. But the other one, as our first speaker pointed out, is one where it's going to be very large developers, really just a branch of the financial industry of the country. There are going to be very few of them that can actually do this. The profit rates they earn will be very high because you don't have much competition. And they'll use some of their profits to basically buy city councils and planners, and we'll end up with what we're getting right now in front of us in Vancouver. But we shouldn't have any illusions about it. It's not that they're both the same in terms of results. One might look different. They have very, very different results in terms of political power, how it's used and how it's accumulated. We have to be aware of that, not be naive about it. This is a political thing, not a contest between two different ways of doing the same thing. They're not the same thing in terms of the wealth of results. Thanks.
Sorry?
If I can just add to that comment, one of the warnings that usually comes with proposing, and you're absolutely correct, that, well, both large companies and small companies could build this human scale, high density stuff, but only large companies and global finance can build the big stuff. Right? And one of the most often cited cautions about proposing this is that you are asking municipal councilors or councils, and you are asking professional staff to give up power, right? And that is very much what we're about.
Jim?